My name is Satinder N Ganju. I live in Luton. I was born in Srinagar in 1927. I had two sisters and one brother. And my elder sister got married to and went to Pune, and my younger sister got also married, and then she went to Kanpur. And in those days, our women folk were not so literate, and they didn't study much. But my brother did, and he did a graduation from Amar Singh College, and then he did his law degree from Lucknow University. I was a hockey player. I didn't play much of football, but hockey I used to play, and that is what we used to do. I was a hockey player of the school as well as of the college. And also partly badminton we used to play in those days. That badminton we were playing even in Luton for some times in those days. This was actually in those days Bana Mahal, Narprasthan, Fateh Kadal and Amira Kadal and Haba Kadal. These were Kashmiri Pandit areas. North area, Ganpati, and actually my wife had come from Ganpati, and she was her parents were living there. The places that we used to worship there was Hari Parbat and Amarna and Shankaracharya. These were the places of worship, and Ganpati. These were places, and we used to come to River Jhelum. Vetastha, we used to come there, practically, have boat trips there. In those days, in Dal Lake, we used to go once. In summer months, we used to have holidays in Dal Lake. That's why I'm very much attached to Dal Lake. I joined SP College for my inter science, and from there I went to Amar Singh College. I did my BSc in chemistry and physics. In that period, my unfortunate thing was there was India-Pakistan got divided at that time in 1947, and my father was the first casualty of this turmoil. He was posted as assistant engineer in the Mail, Muzaffarabad, and Kabilis from Pakistan, what now are called Taliban, they raided on the advice of the Pakistan government. They raided Kashmir, and my father was the first casualty in Muzaffarabad. And after that, my relations helped me to study in Banaras University. I did graduation in pharmacy at Banaras University. Then I applied for a job in United Kingdom, and I was lucky to get a letter from Boston General Hospital. One Mr. Cook, who was the chief pharmacist, he offered me a job provided I came on my own, and my sister and brother-in-law sent me by ship. They gave me 55 pounds, I remember very well, put it in the post office, that amount, and with that I came to Liverpool. I landed in Liverpool. I was the only Indian passenger in that boat, Jal Jawahar boat, and then I took a train, and with that I came to Boston, and there the chief pharmacist, Mr. Cook, was waiting for me. He took me to home, and next day he took me to his job, to my job, and I spent nearly 2 years and collected all the salaries with which I then did the PhD in pharmacy at Chelsea College in London. That was 1953, and after that I went back to India to get married. I got married and started a company called GK Chelsea Chemical Laboratories in Pune. I was there for about 13 years. And my wife, who was a medical graduate of Kashmir University, she joined me in Pune, and she did her own independent practice. She was a general practitioner. But unfortunately, this company that I started there, Chelsea Chemical Laboratories, it did not financially, it didn't become viable. Then my brother-in-law and my sister said that you are married now and you got two girls who were born in Pune, Anita Ganju and Pamposh Ganju. They said it's better for you to look for a job because you have to look after these girls. And they suggested, why don't I go back to England? And I had a friend here in England. She said, she sent me an invitation letter and kept me in her home until I could get a job. I got a job as a pharmacist, and then I joined a contact lens manufacturing company in Luton, in London, Earl's Court. I used to travel every day from Luton to Earl's Court, and like that I did about 5 to 6 years. And then my wife said that since I was doing business in India, why don't I do the same thing here? And as she became a general practitioner, she had a surgery of her own, and she was a first lady doctor in Luton who had come from Kashmir. And since there were a lot of Azad Kashmiri women around here, they all encouraged her and joined her practice. And so then I decided to start a company of my own, and that was called GK Enterprises. I started importing essential oils from Kashmir and from various parts of India, and basically lavender oil from Kashmir is what I used to get. Then I used to go to Kashmir every now and then, especially at the time of Amarnath Yatra. I used to go in the month of August for nearly 5 years, 5 or 6 years, every year at the time of in the month of Amarnath Yatra. I used to go there, live there for about a month or 2 months, and then come back. While I was here, the thing that I missed was Kashmiri music and Kashmiri festivals. And after looking at BBC, and in those days there was no NDTV, there was no Indian channels, so we used to invite, and one day I was listening to the radio, and Luton Borough Council said that they have got funds for Asians, and we can give them funds if they want to do some cultural activity. So I approached them, and they gave us funds to invite Kashmiri musical artists from Kashmir. And that is how we started, and we have done nearly 20 festivals all these years. Every year we used to do a festival, and there's not a single Kashmiri artist who has not been invited here in this country. We had Shamima Azad, we had Wahid Jilani, we had so many Dipavali, Vatal, Kachru, so many famous artists from Kashmir used to come here, and we used to have with the help of lottery funding. Then we were funded by lottery people and also funded by Luton Borough Council, which is even now. We carried on this. And then then they approached us and they said, why don't you do a project on the Kashmiris living in the Bedfordshire area? And that's what we are doing now. Unfortunately, when I left Kashmir, I never went back. I went from Kashmir to Banaras University. From Banaras University, I came to England, and that's what I have been doing now for the last 40 years. I've been in England, and I have not been. I've been going to Kashmir only once or twice a year. That's all, and that's why we feel this cultural link. That's why we are encouraging and getting these artists, and that's how we started this Kashmir Bhavan Center. Dr. Vijay Dar, who was a Kashmiri friend of mine, Surinder Kaul and Dr. Vijay Dar, we started Kashmir Bhavan Center here many years ago, and we used to hold meetings of the Kashmir Bhavan Center. And we were funded by Luton Borough Council as well as Henry Lottery Fund, and that's how we have been carrying on. My message to Kashmiris is that they should be in touch with their homeland, with their home. They have culture, they have language. They must not forget their language. That's what the whole Kashmir Bhavan Center is about.